the base of the wall. 3-2 Tigers in the first.
And they win it 6-2.
Turn right onto North Telegraph Road, then continue onto South Telegraph Road.
I think the first 4 batters that Alexander faced smoked the ball, even one of the outs. Tigers are off today. Boston Red Sox.
Continue onto South Telegraph Road.
Beginning tomorrow, then the Tigers go on the road a little bit. Cleveland and Baltimore, among others. All right. Miggy has 497 home runs. 3 more to get to the magic 500. I think it's really cool. Hopefully they'll be able to do it the next 3 days.
In 1 mile, take a slight right turn onto Orchard Lake Road.
That'd be great. Just take his vitamins. Get it on the road and, whatever. That'd be,
You think you want him to get it on the road?
I don't want him to. I want him
You
to
think
get
he's
it.
going to get it on the road?
Yes.
So the question is, and I know the schedule is limited.
Yeah.
If he gets to, let's just say against Boston, he hits 1 and he's at 498.
Right.
And, he leaves for, 7 games?
Yeah.
Should he become a home-only ball player?
No.
I'm just asking the question.
Okay. I was like, no.
No.
Not even close. I'm stunned that you would even ask that, Mr. Competitive himself.
Well, I'm not saying I would do it. If I'm
okay.
AJ Hinch, I wouldn't necessarily have him do it either, because if you do the math, he's only got 27 home games left.
I understand.
And 100, if you average 4 a game, it's 108 at bats. And if this was earlier in the year, you could possibly say, okay, well, if they're going to, load manage Miguel Cabrera so that he has maximum opportunity to hit home runs, plus you want him to be able to hit it at home, you would say, maybe. But no, you
Use
can't.
the right lane to take a slight right turn onto Orchard Lake Road.
Good. I'm glad you're saying, because in seeing your prep, I thought you were on me, because Rieger told me on Saturday.
No. My prep, I asked the question.
I know, but like Jim Costa thinks they should definitely do that. And to me, that is the most impossible
Take a
thing
slight
I've ever
right
done
turn,
in my life.
then turn right.
Well,
I'm not,
I don't
At the
say
stop
it's the
sign,
most-
turn right
Because
onto
if
Orchard
you're a
Lake
fan,
Road.
if you're strictly a
Right.
fan,
If it was the last week, maybe I could possibly see it.
oh no, even if it was, I think the closer you get to the end of the season,
But
the more unlikely it would become,
Right, yeah.
because you're running out of opportunities.
No, I mean, look, they're not a great baseball team. They're not horrible. You try to win games at this point. I mean, they already, dealt their hand by not doing much at the trading deadline besides getting Daniel Norris. So you play to win the game. You play to win the game.
Starting route to
And
11579
the other
Post
thing, too,
Lane.
is,
Proceed to Orchard Lake Road. Then turn
he
right.
hasn't been on fire necessarily anywhere, but at home, until he hit those 2 home runs the other night, his last home run was opening day in the snow. At home. At home.
Right.
So you just don't want to limit
In
his
7.2
opportunities
miles,
right now.
at the roundabout, take the second exit onto Orchard Lake Road.
Because if you're purely a fan and you're wondering, hey, I want to, because I put this question out there last week, when is it going to happen? And everybody's going to, wants to say at home, oh, it's going to be the 17th or the 18th against the A's, and or it's, hey, I've got tickets for, I'm sorry, the Angels, yeah, I've got tickets for the end of August. That's when it's going to be. Everybody wants to be there when it happens. You just don't know if it's going to be at home or on the road. You hope it's at home.
Yeah, I mean, or you hope it's
I guess that's a great question. If it's going to happen on the road, who would you like to see it against?
Well, it can't happen against the Yankees. I'd love to see it, in New York, so it get more press.
Yes.
Possibly, but they don't have any marquee, with all due respect to the Blue Jays. Well, the Cardinals, because it would be nice to
Don't let it happen across borders.
And the hand of Pujols.
Yes.
The hand of Pujols. What the hell is it? Pittsburgh, Tampa. Yeah, definitely not Tampa.
Cincinnati.
Tampa, at least, Tampa, they have, it's close to Lakeland, but no, I don't want it to be in Tampa, because those fans, although they have 20,000.
You know what? It might be really cool if he waited until the final 3 and did it in Chicago.
I hope he gets it before.
Well, I think he will, and I hope he does as well. But I mean, that's just, if you're a fan, would you want to to see him have it at home?
Of course you want to see it at home. I think that's, that's obvious. It's like, when you're up 3-0 in a playoff series, they say, well, I hope you lose so we win at home. Of course, you don't do that, but yes, you'd rather see your team win at home.
So here's a
just like
question.
you'd rather see Mickey do it at home.
From one of the ticket texters, if Miggy has 499 at home,
Yeah.
shouldn't the pitcher give him a meatball?
Well, that's been done before. Allegedly, Denny McClain served up a meatball to Mickey Mantle for a big home run.
You think Brett Favre took a dive?
Yes. Yes, I do.
You do.
Yes.
I don't.
I just, out of all this, it's
You
Stoney.
don't?
No, I don't. I think he rolled out and saw Strahan there. Instead of getting hit, he went down. I don't think it necessarily ran through his mind that he
I
was giving.
so totally disagree with you on that. I thought he knew it.
No, it was a rollout, and he turned, and Strahan was right there. Now, if there was somebody that gave up that sack, you could have said maybe it was one of the offensive linemen by letting him in there so easily. But it was a rollout. It was a play-action pass. He might have been unblocked.
I just like with this Miggy thing that Stoney said it's the most absurd thing he's ever heard in his life.
Well, that's probably the most absurd. Well, I do think that's ridiculous. To sit him out just so you hit a home run at home. I mean,
I don't think it's that off the wall once he gets the 499, depending on how quick he does. I think you guys are talking about timing. Personally, I would love it to be a day
Stay in the left lane.
where he gets.
Well, so here's
a
one
lot of
from the
play.
ticket texter. Is I would love to see Miggy hit 500 on the 17th on Jamie's night at
Yes.
Comerica.
yeah, that would be great. Off Otani.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
If Otani's pitching, we don't know if that's happening yet, obviously. You know where he might hit it? In Baltimore. Because Camden Yards is kind of a launching pad.
Yeah.
I don't know his history there so much, but, he has a lot of home runs in Cleveland, maybe at Baltimore. Look, let's get 3, this week at home against the Red
Yeah,
Sox.
put it to bed.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yes.
But I don't know. I just think if somebody could suggest him sitting out. Look, he sits out some games anyway.
He does.
To sit out on purpose,
To sit out, to sit out 6 or 7 games in a row,
Yeah.
it just doesn't make any sense. And
first of all, here's the other thing. He would be opposed to that.
100%.
Yes.
100%. I mean, he knows as good as anyone. First of all, he's a competitor. He wants to play. Hey, we're going out to play. I'm not going to play because I've done so well throughout my career that you're going to give me the night off so that I don't hit this mark?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
How about this though? Like you sneak it in. Like AJ Hinch can be kind of crafty with this. What if he gets the 499 on August 11th in Baltimore, and then you have a day game the next day in Baltimore? You do the Miggy rest day game thing because then they play at home against Cleveland and the Angels 6 straight. So you
That's
cute with
possible. Right, that's possible because he does have those periodic game offs anyway. So,
The Leland day game, day off thing.
Yeah, the Sunday after the Sunday lineup, the Sparky, Leland, they all used to do that. I just think that would be,
The most absurd thing in life.
it would be
The most absurd ever.
Bad, yes. It would be as bad as good as John Rahm shot McMaster's preacher on it, right?
Yes. Skipping across the pond.
You saw that. We'll get to it later, but apparently something happened at a golf outing on Saturday.
Yeah.
Unique golf shot.
Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Yeah, there was actually a few things in the golf outing that was pretty awesome. Not my game.
Yes, but you had a built-in excuse.
How'd you play?
Did you use it?
What?
Did you your excuse?
I'm bad with 2 eyes, so I have 1 eye basically. No, it didn't really affect me that much. I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I parred the first hole. I played well early, and
Is it the left or the right eye right now?
it's the right eye.
Okay, so you can't blame it on the eyes, because the left you wouldn't be able to see where you're hitting it.
Yeah, but it's the ultimate trash talk then, because if you par the first hole,
Yeah.
anybody that does it, you'd be like, hey,
Well,
I just hit this with 1 eye. Why can't you?
That was right. We were the first group to tee off. It was a station
That's the worst.
golf outing on Saturday. We were the first group to tee off, and I hit my tee shot. I don't hit far anymore, but it was straight right down the middle. And I said, who needs an effing 2 eyes? Right? And the lady starter looked at me, and she's very nice. I met her before. She goes, you can't use those type of language around here. This was at a country club. And our guy who set it up and belongs there was like, no, you can't curse around here.
Yeah, it's just not loud. Anybody not on the first hole. You gotta wait till you get 2 or 3 deep.
No cards were tipped over. My biggest mistake that I made as my card partner
Did you have a straw?
test was having a double vodka lemonade at the turn.
There you
My
go.
back nine was really bad.
Uh-oh.
So there's the excuse.
There's
not
the
the
excuse,
ice.
yes. But the question is, did they have straws?
Yes, they did.
You were good, so no
Absolutely.
spillage.
Yes. 248-539-9797 coming up next. Will the Lions be better? Basically, because Bobby and Maddie are gone. 97 won the ticket.
Like Summer Fridays? Well, you're going to love Summer Mondays at BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. With BetMGM's Money Monday Club, a $10 free bet will automatically be added to your account when you place a total of $50 in wagers between Monday and Sunday. That's right. You'll wake up to a $10 free bet every Monday just for betting $50 during the previous 7 days. It's easy. Simply take advantage of BetMGM's boosted odds special, unique parlays, daily promotions, and live betting action. When your total reaches $50, you're guaranteed to receive a $10 bet to use any way you'd like. Download the BetMGM app or go to BetMGM.com and sign up and learn about how you can be a part of the Money Monday Club. And guess what? We got football coming. College professional, get in on those futures now. Get rewarded for your bets every week at BetMGM. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years or older, Michigan only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Roads are pretty quiet this morning for the most part, although we are still dealing with emergency road repairs closing 75 northbound at 696. You can use Woodward to get around it, and you can also re-enter the freeway at 12 Mile. Protect yourself from the COVID variants by getting fully vaccinated. Discover the facts at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
97.1 The Ticket would like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
This Odyssey.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by Lexicon, your holistic provider of practice management software and legal services. I periodically vacillate about which is the more feckless institution, the NCAA, FIFA, or the IOC. With the pandemic and now typhoon, beleaguered Olympics soldering on in lockdown Tokyo, I'm leaning again towards the IOC. How they turned Russia into not officially Russia is a classic case study in diplomatic double talk. As we all know, Team Putin was caught doping and covering up, so Russia is officially banned. However, the IOC is allowing those clean, dedicated Russian athletes to compete. Their uniforms are blue, red, and white, but they cannot use the country's blue, red, and white flag, although it can fly in front of their team hotels. Additionally, they cannot play the Russian national anthem, but when you hear Tchaikovsky's Piano Concerto No. 1, you'll know who struck gold. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is, you're not alone. Cordell & Cordell is here to help. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has been there to guide men through all aspects of divorce. And we'll be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Call 833-MEN-LAW-1, CordellCordell.com.
For the ones going above and beyond. For the ones reaching out, helping out, and lending a hand. For the ones people count on. You can count on Grainger. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Backed by 24/7 customer support and specialists to help with hard-to-find products. Because you've got everyone's back. We've got yours. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger. For the ones who get it done.
DTE wants to work with you to build Michigan's future. So whether your business is large,
In 1 mile, at the roundabout, take the second exit onto Orchard
a
Lake Road.
DTE expert can help you find ways to manage your energy usage and costs. That's money you can use to grow your business and our economy. Find out more at DTEenergy.com. DTE.
I'm Jared Orsia, President and CEO of DTE Energy. Growing up, my family didn't have a lot. My experience taught me that true prosperity comes from serving others. I'm proud to say that's DTE's philosophy too.
So we partner with hundreds of local organizations to create opportunities for people in all our communities. We believe that together we can make Michigan a more prosperous place for everyone.
Learn more at dteimpact.com.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. If you haven't refinanced your mortgage in 2021, you need to call Hall Financial right now to see if you qualify for our no appraisal 8-day close. Call 248-308-5000 or check us out online at callhallfirst.com. You could be saving hundreds of dollars a month by calling Hall Financial today. That's 248-308-5000 or chat with us online. Callhallfirst.com.
Hall Financial, NMLS ID 1467435, Equal Housing Lender.
If you're looking for a place to call home, let North Bloomfield Properties find the best place for you and your family. We also provide pre-screened quality tenants to our property owners. We love to match good people to
In
good
2.1
homes.
miles,
Contact
keep
us
right
today.
to merge onto
NorthBloomfield.com.
I-696 west toward Lansing.
The 70s and 80s that conjures up memories of epic tailgate parties, mesmerizing light shows, fog machines, and lighters held high. Arena Rock, the new Odyssey exclusive station. Get it on the Odyssey app today. Make better bets, bet smarter, and beat the books today. Download the BetQL app today to better your chances.
97.1 The Ticket. We're live training camp, Allen Park. Lions. This will be the first practice that is open to all fans. So come on out, say hello after we're up there at 10 o'clock. Hang out. John Jansen will have the kissing booth or the autograph station for him, former Lion, former Washington great, of course, the University of Michigan as well. But he forgot his helmet. But you know what? That's okay. You're allowed to make a mistake. It is, training camp for crying out loud. By the way, the Matthew Stafford honeymoon continues. Football in America's Peter King and his Monday column was out to see all the California teams, and very interesting stuff about Matthew Stafford, who says, one question I just want to read. Any part of you feel you let the franchise down, meaning here? He says, definitely. I sit there and go, man, I wish I could have gotten it done. It would have been amazing to have a Super Bowl parade down Woodward Avenue in Detroit. Didn't happen. Tough pill to swallow as a competitor and somebody who touched the ball in every single offensive play. You definitely look back and wish you'd done a few things differently here or there in some games that maybe changed the outcomes of seasons. But I'm focusing moving forward now, which you should. Thank the Lions for understanding and deciding that the time was right for both parties to have a little bit of a separation.
Yeah, we talked about Cade Cunningham saying all the right things. Quite honestly, Matt Stafford has for his entire career, for the most part, and continues to be a 100% class act.
Yeah. Cade Cunningham, I can tell right now, has a little more swag than Matthew Stafford.
Yes. A little more pizzazz, you might say.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that's going to be weird for us. I mean, watching this team practice without number 9 is going to be really weird. I mean, God, we played when you played.
He did. He's been here. He's been here that long. And you know what? It is still nice to see a few people around Allen Park here that are still the same, and still waiting for a few to come by and say hi. But it will be different. This is the first training camp when fans, regular fans, not season ticket holders, when they show up, they're going to be watching a different quarterback. Where do you think most eyeballs will
go past this light? Then use the right lane to keep right to merge onto I-696 west toward Lansing.
I agree. I think there's a lot of people that will be watching Penei because he was the top draft pick. But there are different drills that they'll be watching him in, but on a minute-by-minute basis, all eyeballs are going to be on Jared Goff.
I'm ignorant on this. Are they in pads today or no?
That I don't know. I tried to find that out, and hopefully this is the first padded practice. Generally, if there's going to be 2 in a day, and I don't know what their schedule is this afternoon,
I don't think
they
would. 2 days anymore. You're not allowed.
That's probably true. Yeah.
Look, you're very upset about that, huh?
I am, but if this was the good old days, they would have gone pads in the morning. And especially since it's early in the week, I think there's a good chance we could come and see him at least in shoulder pads and maybe not
shells
maybe
or whatever
shorts.
they call them.
Yeah, shoulder pads and skirts.
So, look, I don't expect this team to be, a playoff team. I don't expect this team to be great. All I want from this team to look like they're getting better and in the right direction, and the young players are progressing. That's what I want to see. But we have to at least acknowledge, John, that because that, particularly Patricia, is not here, that the defense that he was in charge of was so historically bad that this team has to be better just because the defense can't be that bad.
They really can't. They cannot get any worse than they were last year. And honestly, if they take on...
In 2.9 miles, keep left onto I-696 West toward I-96 West.
Coach, and it's not just their head coach. That's the one who's going to set the tone, but the position coaches, and I know these guys are intense coaches. They're going to come out and play with a little bit more passion. And not that the guys on the roster last year didn't have passion, didn't love the game, or didn't want to master their craft. But when you come to work and it's drudgery and you can't stand what you're doing, even if you love the fact that you're a professional athlete, you get to play professional football, you get paid to do this, it becomes very, very hard when it's laborious. And day in, day out.
In 2 miles, keep left onto I-696 West toward I-96 West.
It's great to be a professional athlete, and trust me, it is. But there are aspects where unless you love what you're doing, it's hard to get through the first padded practice and training camp. Now, it's great to start, but I mentioned this last week, that's the best they're going to feel until March or April of next year. And if you come in and you're consistently beat down on a daily basis, hey, you can't laugh, you can't joke, it's 100% serious the entire time, that's not what these guys have known throughout their entire football lives. Then you don't play football that way. Football is a game that's supposed to be fun.
Right. Well, listen, by the nature of the sport and the nature of the position, I think it really, it becomes used as laborious and get beaten down. You don't like the coaching staff, you don't like what's going on. It's got to hurt more on the defensive side than the offensive side, because even if you're struggling offensively and you might be frustrated by play calls, things like that, it's still fun to throw the football around and run around. So I think for the defensive guys, it's a use.
It is.
Use the left 2 lanes to keep left onto I-696
citing mental health issues. American gymnast Simone Biles competing in the balance beam final tomorrow. Tigers now 51-57
Use the
and
right
30
lane
and
to take
24
exit
at home
160
after
onto Beck
winning over
Road toward
Baltimore
Novi.
yesterday 6-2, earning a split of the 4-game weekend series. Erasmo Ramirez gets his first win since 2018. He gets it done in relief. Eric Haas continues his hot hitting with a 2-run double. Tigers out tonight. They get the Red Sox tomorrow night at Comerica Park. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
From the Detroit Lions training camp in Allen Park, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Thank you, Jeff Lesson.
Use the left 2 lanes to keep left onto Beck Road south toward Novi.
All those years of being other people say, how come the Lions don't have cheerleaders, right?
They're the first ones on the field, ready to go.
Keep
No
left,
cheerleaders. That's
then
got to be one
continue
of the
onto
most
Beck
absurd things
Road.
I've ever seen.
No as we're going down that list.
Continue onto Beck Road.
But then we do have cheerleaders, and they are here at the Allen Park facility. Come on down. It's a lot of fun, and I gotta say, I personally, and I know you feel the same way, it's great to have the Lions back on 97 on the Ticket.
Oh, it's great. It's just the opportunity for us to be out here.
Yeah.
The fact that they're going to be on the airwaves on Sunday. The fact that we're going to get a chance throughout the season to have Dan Campbell on, coordinators, players. It's obviously going to be very special for us, but our listeners are going to get some great insight into what's going on as the Lions continue this rebuild.
Yeah, and they look, people will listen and they'll say, oh my God, how can you pick them last again and all that stuff. Well, the way things are going, Aaron Rodgers is now back, so Green Bay is going to win the division again. Chicago, Justin Fields, from all indications, he's looking good, but Dalton's still going to start. And then there's the Minnesota Vikings, a team that every year I think, all right, this is their year, this is their year. Mike Zimmer.
Stay in the left lane.
I always thought he was very conservative. He is very pissed off right now, for lack of a better term. His quarterback room is pretty much empty, unless you consider one of the backups. I think it's Jack Brown.
Stay in the middle lane.
He's the number 1 quarterback right now because Kirk Cousins, Kellen Mond tested positive. Kirk Cousins has, he's on protocol, and I think one of their other quarterbacks as well. And Zimmer is upset. Here's what he said according to Vikings insider Andrew Kramer. Quite honestly, after everything we went through last year, I'm not surprised one bit. I'm disappointed that this happened. I'm frustrated, not just with my football players who didn't get vaccinated, but I'm frustrated with everybody who did. He said that this Delta variant is tough, and you can see the cases going up. For the sake of everybody, it's important, but some don't see it that way. And this is, look, well, I'm not going to get into the whole whether you should be vaxxed or not. That's for another program on our air. I'm not going to preach, okay? But if you have, you're at for a football team, I mean, this stuff is important. And for any type of workplace, if these are part of your work conditions to make it better for you to be successful at your job, unless there's a medical deal or some, deep religious philosophy, I think you have to, whether you want to or not, just for the benefit of in this case, your team, you have to do it.
Well, and, yes, I think for the benefit of the team, it's something that's important, and I think these guys should do. And, for more personal reasons, you and I and Heather and Gov, we did it for a lot of reasons, but also because we wanted to be able to be in the same studio. It allows us the opportunity to perform our jobs better.
Right.
You and I are sitting right next to each other right now, and I know all the regulations right now have been lifted. We could, whether we were vaxxed or not.
Correct.
But we get a chance to sit here close to each other at Ryan's training camp simply because we got the vaccine and we can now do our jobs in person and better.
Exactly. And it's got to be frustrating. Your former team, Washington, we have Ron Rivera, who's basically compromised because of his cancer, and he can't even get his team. They're barely over 50%, from what I understand.
That's one that I really don't understand.
Because the players love him.
The players love him, and they know that he is at increased risk. Even if you're vaccinated and you were to come down with it, you just know that a guy that you have a lot of respect for is in a compromised situation. And again, I know and I get all of the arguments for it's a personal decision. But when your football team, who is your football family, needs this to be done, then you should get it done.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just that's the one that I really don't understand, because we've heard from the NFL that obviously the vaccination rates are going up. Certain teams are above 90%. The NFL average, I think they announced last week, was above 80%. But you still have that. If you've got some teams that are at 90, you're going to have some teams that are right around 50 or 60.
2485. Go ahead. 248-539-9797. That's the telephone number and the ticket text. If your thoughts on what's going on in Minnesota and around the NFL, and if you're a fan of a particular team, whether you believe in the vaccine or not, do you want your teammates, whether the team that you cheer for, to be vaccinated, just so they don't want to sit out and miss things?
I had a conversation yesterday where somebody told me, yeah, well, vaccinated people are still getting it, so why should I get the vaccine? And I said, it greatly improves your chances of not getting critically ill. It's like 0.00001 that if you're vaccinated and get COVID, that you'll end up in the hospital.
Correct.
It's a numbers game. However, and with John, I do respect personal choice in this. I do think, NFL and team, it might be slightly different. But I am bothered by some people who are shaming people for not getting this. I think that's crossing the line. Don't you?
Oh, I agree.
I mean, there's okay, let's have a conversation about it, and let's open up and talk about it. Well, let's respect each other a little bit, and let's not shame people for not getting it, In the end,
Do you think Mike Zimmer is shaming these guys?
I kind of thought he was a little bit out of line for doing this. I understand he's frustrated, but to go public with it?
Well, I mean, it's obvious when you put on the list that the three quarterbacks aren't there, so it's not that he's revealing anything.
Okay, yeah, but sometimes I just thought, I get
And he's also upset probably that his offensive line coach wouldn't do it either, and they had to reassign him.
Right, yeah. They originally, it was reported that he was going to be fired, or at least let go, and now they've just found a different position for him in the organization until hopefully we get to the end of the pandemic.
I mean, personally, I think people are a little, it's a dangerous time right now in some ways.
At the next light,
It depends on
turn right.
Some people think it's not all blah, 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 whatever. This thing's clearly more contagious. That it is, again, some people don't want to believe that it's fact that it's as contagious as a chicken pox.
Right. I mean, just look at
this
the numbers in the South.
At the light, turn right onto 8 Mile Road.
Are the lowest.
Florida had 21,000 cases on Friday.
Right. And I'm not, people aren't, even the governor here, who's stricter early on, she's not asking for a mask mandate right now. There's no reason to do it right now in the state of Michigan. But you're seeing it in businesses all over this country, not just the NFL. Places even like I saw, I believe, like Walmart, which is actually like headquartered in Arkansas, pretty conservative. I think they're making their employees get vaccinated. People don't want their employees to get sick. That's
right. At the same time, Stoney, but I have a problem with your employer requiring it when it's not, FDA approved. Again, I got vaccinated, okay?
On an emergency basis.
Yes, I personally believe it's okay to get this thing, all right? But I don't think it should be forced upon to keep your job.
That's each company has their own rights.
Right. Okay, let's take this to schools then. Should workers at schools be required to get it? Should you lose your job if you don't get it?
I don't think you should lose your job, no. And I mean, Michigan just came out. What was it at the end of last week?
At Michigan State.
Yeah, and requiring all students and faculty members to be fully vaccinated. And it's
right, but those students can't they still participate in class?
I think that it would in a virtual setting.
You can't virtually work.
Well, in some cases you can, some cases you can't, obviously. Let's go to Jim in Royal Oak. You're 97 on the ticket.
Yeah, man, I just want to check your opinion wise. Because people that don't want to get the shot, and they're saying this shit, they're right and everything else. God forbid if they didn't get it. I don't want to see them accepted into a hospital. This is a protocol. Never been through something like this.
some people might have religious or medical reasons. I think a lot. I think some of the, thanks for the call, Jim. I don't know. I can't prove this. A lot of people aren't getting it done because they believe they're being forced to do it by people that they don't trust or respect. Where if it was from other leaders, they would do it in a second. Right. John in St. Clair, 97 on the ticket. John.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, so about 15 years ago, my wife was in a bad car accident. She had severe brain damage, in a wheelchair and all that stuff, compromised immune system. I was totally against the vaccine. Didn't want to get it. Some of my family members didn't want to get it. But because of her health condition and her compromised immune system, we all decided to get it. So I don't understand why these players and stuff are having such a hard time. I've been fine ever since. I haven't had any issues with it.
Well, you can look. Let's be honest. You still can get, and people have gotten COVID. You've been vaccinated. The deal is, I want to talk how it relates to the NFL more than your own personal beliefs here. What the vaccine is very good for is keeping you out of the hospital and keeping you alive. If that is important to you, then you should get the vaccine. If it's not, then there's nothing that anybody's going to tell you to change your mind. That's it.
I get that. I'm just saying I'm doing it for her so that if she does contract it, then hopefully it won't kill her or put her in the hospital for an extended period of stay.
Correct. That's my point. Our telephone number 248-539-9797. Let's take one more before we have Heather's News. Sam in Sterling Heights. Good morning.
Good morning, fellas. How are you? So good. To this vaccine, it's everybody's choice. I live with health issues, and I can't take the vaccine, but I get shamed all day for it. There's 3 things that are in it that can stop my heart instantly, and I won't take it. But for some reason, everybody thinks it's okay to shame me for not taking it. Well, you don't know what other people have.
Right. Yeah, that is completely wrong. Now, I assume your doctors and your physicians told you shouldn't get it, correct?
My doctor told me it's up to me, but there's 3 variants that are in it that when I took a certain medication, it did stop my heart twice, and it does both of those.
Right.
So
then you're doing the right thing.
No, but other people, I'm not doing the right thing. I'm selfish.
Well, do they know the extent of your medical history?
Yeah, but now this is the thing. How many people want to go and in front of a bunch of people have to go explain what medical issues that they live with?
I agree. I agree. That's why it's just a slippery slope when you don't know somebody's situation for why they make a decision when they make that decision. It's unless you know exactly everything about that person, you can't make that judgment.
And to take it back to football, that's why I don't need to know why Taylor Decker didn't get it and why he got it now. I agree with you, business.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree. We said that on Friday. Yeah. You know what? You got it? Good. Let's go. Let's play football. All right, Heather has news coming up next.
I do. There's a local woman who is having some second thoughts about where she lives after something really wild happened to her not once, but twice.
I wonder what that is. 97.1, the ticket.
All right, you guys, now is the time to step up your sports betting game with my friends over at Bet Rivers Sportsbook. Right now, Bet Rivers is all in on the summer games with an exciting offer for both new and existing users. Just log in and place real money wagers on any of the events, and you can actually earn free bets for every medal the USA team earns, which is pretty awesome. Plus, it wouldn't be summer without baseball, of course, and we've got a bunch of teams looking to go on big runs in the second half of the season. And that's why Bet Rivers is offering you 20% baseball profit boosts every Tuesday and Thursday all month long, which you can use on any live bet. So go log in or create your account today via the Bet Rivers app or at betrivers.com, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Bet with a winner. Visit betrivers.com for full terms and conditions. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
97.1 The Ticket.
696 eastbound at Holstead, there's a minor accident blocking the right shoulder. 75 northbound still closed at 696 for emergency road repairs. You can use Woodward to get around it. Stormy forecast. Be prepared with the whole house generator from Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. Starting at $99 a month, and they'll beat any price. For your free estimate, visit mastercraftheating.com. That's mastercraftheating.com. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
The Detroit Tigers host the Baltimore Orioles. Pregame today at 12:50 on 97.1 The Ticket.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. If you haven't refinanced your mortgage in 2021, you need to call Hall Financial right now to see if you qualify for our no appraisal 8-day close. Call 248-308-5000 or check us out online at callhallfirst.com. You could be saving hundreds of dollars a month by calling Hall Financial today. That's 248-308-5000 or chat with us online. Callhallfirst.com.
All Financial, NMLS ID 1467435, Equal Housing Lender.
This is the sound of a family of four, all working away on their devices. See, with Xfinity Internet, they now get Wi-Fi speed faster than a gig to handle all the homework, work, and streaming they throw at it. So no more arguments over who's hogging the Wi-Fi. Oh, my bad. Xfinity delivers faster Wi-Fi speed to handle a house full of devices. Can your internet do that?
Learn about Gig Wi-Fi. It's the fastest Wi-Fi you can get, only from Xfinity. Or ask about other speed options. Get started with Xfinity Internet for $25
Use the middle lane to continue onto West 8 Mile Road.
Plus, ask about speed 2 times faster than AT&T. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay. Ends 8/8/21. Restrictions apply.
Continue straight.
Starter 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Gig speed Wi-Fi requires gigabit internet and compatible X-Fi gateway. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed.
If you have received just one unemployment check in 2021, you may now get free health insurance. That's right, free health insurance. And it would be a fantastic health insurance plan with low deductibles, low co-pays, very little max out of pocket, as well as a very low cost for prescription. This new policy was just introduced in July of 2021, and it will not last long. So call now at 877-734-2200 or go to nbphealth.com. And remember, Mike Papura National Benefit Plans would like to be your health and life insurance agency for a lifetime.
97.1 The Ticket and Ellison Brewery have teamed up to create 97.1 The Ticket American Lager. This flavorful American lager won't let you down even if your favorite team does. Look for 97.1 The Ticket American Lager by Ellison Brewery on draft inside Comerica Park. Must be 21. Enjoy responsibly.
O'Reilly Auto Parts specializes in keeping your car on the road. Not sure how much life is left in your battery? Our professional parts people will test it for free. If it does need to be replaced, we'll help you find just the right one to fit your car. Our Superstar batteries are built to handle even the toughest conditions. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
It's like I blinked and suddenly all my business shifted to e-commerce.
Now, my business hours are whenever my customers need me.
My customers want everything now and faster than ever. It's a whole different world. Your business is changing. The United States Postal Service is changing with it. We're bringing you fast, reliable shipping nationwide. And we're bringing it right where your customers need it. Let's discover new routes. Visit USPS.com/new routes. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
For the ones going above and beyond. For the ones reaching out, helping out, and lending a hand. For the ones people count on. You can count on Grainger. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Backed by 24/7 customer support and specialists to help with hard-to-find products. Because you've got everyone's back. We've got yours. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger. For the ones who get it done. The morning rush can be a beautiful thing. With the right granola bar, that is. Take a moment and take in the outdoors with Nature Valley Crunchy Bars.
Did you know there's more than one Las Vegas? There's the Strip with families on vacation and questionable odds. And there's downtown Vegas, the original gambling and entertainment mecca. That's where you'll find the D Las Vegas. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
The Detroit Tigers host the Boston Red Sox. Pregame tomorrow at 6:50 on 97.1 The Ticket.
out. Stoney's all distracted.
Women on the eye.
It's waiting for all the fans to come out.
Yeah. Can't use the eyes of the
In half a mile, the destination is on your right.
very close together. I just picked up
1157
one
Post
and it
Lane.
happened to be the wrong one.
Cinnamon roll was blocking the other one.
I know. Very good cinnamon rolls here. Heather, help us.
Yes, you guys, Simone Biles is returning to competition in Tokyo. She'll compete along with Suni Lee in the balance beam finals on Tuesday. Obviously, this news comes a little over a week after she stepped away from the team all-around finals and the individual all-around finals as well. She also withdrew from the vault, where Michaela Skinner won silver, which is pretty awesome because she thought her Olympic dream had come to an end, but she was able to compete. Simone also withdrew from the uneven bars. Suni Lee got the bronze medal, and she also withdrew from the floor, where Jade Carey took home gold, which is pretty amazing for such a young athlete. So this is exciting. Now, Biles won bronze on beam in
The destination
Rio.
is on
So
your right.
we'll see how she does on Tuesday.
11579 Post Lane.
Yeah. Excited to see it.
Arrived.
I think
Me too.
Soccer team used to.